Ooh, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. Good times with Scar here, and welcome back to the wonderful worlds of Hermits and Crafting. And we're in the pilot house of the USS Undercut here, looking down over our brand new wood stock coming into the Hermitcraft Season 6 shopping district, looking super fancy with our high quality products with our low prices, looking super fancy. We got Python over there keeping the employees in line, and it was fun doing the different armor stand things. I've never done this before. At least we tried in Cherry and we were very unsuccessful, so at least we kind of made an effort here. Definitely not to Zombie Cleo's level, so maybe we could hire her. She could come over here, you know, spruce them up, and maybe make a suggestion from the comments and have drowns coming up the sides of the boat trying to attack it. So I thought that was a really great comment because the drowns are our arch enemy here at Undercut. They're constantly trying to take us down. I literally thought that was actually Cub Fan there. I was like, Cub, you surprised me, but no, that's a statuary of Cub welcoming everybody into Undercut. He's like, welcome aboard. Wait, that sounds like a prospector. That definitely doesn't sound like Cub. I'm just going to stop right there. So headed on inside here, we've got our stripped wood on the right-hand side, and on the left, we have its barky counterpart, well, the bark, and it's looking pretty nice. Also, you'll notice down at the front of the ship here, we don't have a 7th wood, and that makes me really sad, because at Minecon, nobody voted for Savannah. Nobody wanted the new wood. So sadly, no, we don't. Maybe we could put a fox there and we'll enjoy it for 5 minutes. So you can tell I'm a little bit salty over here, but that's okay. Actually, you know what? I'm curious. What did you guys vote for? Did you vote for the Savannah, the desert, the taiga? Now, I was going taiga, 100%. Then I realized, wait, Scar, that's a new wood. Think of all the things we could build. It's going to be amazing. But yeah, nobody thought the same way I did, unfortunately. But I think it'll be fine. We'll get the foxes. We'll get the campfire. It'll be fantastic. But in today's episode, we are going to be heading back to our, I was going to say tree farm, and then I was like, that's not right. And then I was almost going to say tree house, and that's definitely not right. We're going to be going back to our landscaping shop because we're going to be building the 4th biome. That is right. So we've created our dead biome. We've created our fantasy biome down below us, and of course our old western area, but it's time now to create something different. How do we make something that's a good contrast between all the 3 other biomes? And so what I've come up with a combination of YouTube comments and inspiration is this. We're gonna make a giant snow mountain surrounded by cherry blossom trees. So those beautiful pink trees you could find potentially in Japan. So maybe the mountain's kind of loosely based off of Mount Fuji, and we'll build those trees around there. We may even be able to sprinkle in a little bit of Japanese architectural structures around it. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be amazing. So thank you guys so much for the suggestion. There was so much hype for cherry blossom trees, so I had to do it. And then I really wanted to do something mountain related, something snow. So wow, I am a terrible climber. I really wanted to combine these 2 designs together, and I think we'll be able to. So it'll be very stylized in design. So when we do this, you know, the trees are going to be yay high and the mountain's going to be here. So it's not going to be in full scale, but I think it'll be really whimsically fun, and I am very excited about that. And if you guys are excited as I am, hit that like button and let's get this episode underway. As I was heading off to my base, I wanted to check the stock here at Cherry, and we made another 45 diamonds. That is absolutely unbelievable considering that most of the stock was out. Like, we didn't have a lot of the different things. Like, we had no iGrumpy Book Pros. We had none of this stuff. So that was really awesome. Like, we are making so many diamonds here. And to continue to make all of these beautiful diamonds, we must restock the shelves at Cherry with only the finest and premium quality things. So I've been busy here at Shulker Island working on building up a massive amount of redstone supplies here. So we've got it all. We've got the pistons, we've got the face blocks. What are observers. We've got droppers, we got dispensers, we've got repeaters. I literally have to look at the descriptions for these. The capacitors, not capacitors, those are comparators, Scarf. There you go. And then we've got some redstone torches, daylight sensors, and redstone lamps. So some of these things take a lot of resources. Like, you gotta have the stone, you gotta have the cobblestone, you gotta have wood, you gotta have iron, you gotta have quartz for these guys. It is quite the process, but I'm loving how many diamonds we're making. It is quite fantastic, but I've come out here also to show you guys the volcano volcano, because we are going to be back here very, very soon to continue the interior of this massive structure, because this, of course, is where our black market is going to be. And the black market is going to, of course, be our storage area. So everything's going to be arranged in tents and things along those lines, like it's a bazaar or an open market for people to purchase things. But each one of those tents will reflect some sort of storage. So, you know, there'll be the wood guy, the stone person, the diamond fella, you know, the whole thing. It's going to be quite fantastic. So let's get our supplies and head back over. Everything is now stocked and ready to go here in Cherry. A big thank you to iJevan and the Doc, because they are so far our biggest customers here. So huge thanks to them. And one of the things that we're struggling on in supply wise is our dispensers, because these require bow and arrows, which are made with string, and we don't have a lot of string. So what we're going to do is we're going to meet up with the Baron of String. Welcome to the storm cloud, Tango. We're up here in the sky. Yes, you are the Baron of String, I hear.
Apparently, yeah. That's what mob farms will do for you.
So
what can I do for you?
I would like to purchase 1 shulker box of string.
Perhaps like this shulker box here?
May I view the merchandise?
Yes, you may.
All right. Okay. Oh, my. Oh, that's so many cherry blossom trees.
What do you do with all that string, by the way? I got to ask.
Cherry blossom trees? It's going to be amazing.
Gonna be amazing. Gonna be amazing.
Also,
I like it.
Dispensers. It's a huge pain. Did you know? Here's a little glitch that I found in Minecraft. I don't know if anybody knows this, but if you take a bow from a drop skeleton and you try to make a dispenser, you can't use the book to create it.
No, it's gotta be a brand new bow. Yeah.
I'm not about that life. That's really frustrating. That's why I need pure string.
Oh no, dispensers are like the worst thing to craft in bulk. It's impossible.
Yeah. So I have your payment. There you go.
Oh, jeez.
For that.
I wasn't expecting a payment.
Oh, I'm also buying the shulker box for that.
I had an undisclosed amount of diamonds on me, so I have no idea what I just picked up, but sounds good.
16.
Okay, that's way too many, but okay.
Well, I'm buying the shulker box too.
Sure, okay, fair enough.
For transportation purposes.
Of course.
My inventory is full of dirt and variety of brown objects.
Right. The idea of carrying that much string is not appealing at this moment.
Also, you are the first person to get the challenge of flying through the snowstorm without getting hit, and that is 1 diamond block.
My second attempt I didn't make it, but my first attempt I did.
You did, and you got it. People were tweeting me. They were like, "Scar, you got to pay the man. You got to pay the man."
I didn't even know this was a thing, so I'm glad I partook in the contest.
All right. Well, I appreciate the string very much.
Good luck. Good luck. I expect to see some beautiful cherry trees.
We will appreciate Tango's stringy business very well when we start working on our cherry trees and crafting dispensers with the book. It'll make things way easier. So let's get started on our build today. So the first thing we need to do is I want to reclaim a chunk of the water here. So where I envision the mountain to be is somewhere directly in the center. So I think right here is going to be absolutely perfect for it. Now we are going to employ the dirt method to sculpt the mountain similar to what we did with the tree, and that'll help us really nail the perspective of the mountain in the early stages. So what we're going to do is we just need to start building up an artificial coastline here, and then we'll have all the room in the world to make our mountain. Oh gosh. Oh, we are trapped. There are about 6 phantoms up there. This sneaky zombie. And it turns out I ate my last piece of mutton. And then I don't have a sword because it turns out Scar took my sword over in the pilot house. I look back at the clip. He's holding my sword. Didn't even realize it. Welcome back, and we died. The phantoms got me, but I'm looking for my boots. Oh, they're there. Oh, good. That was the last thing I needed back from my death there. I think everything's back. 2 pickaxes. We got property of undercut. We got the axe, got the shovel, rockets, the 2 shulker boxes, and all the clothes. Golden carrots. We are going to be eating in style. Oh, come on, Impulse. Jeez Louise, I'm hungry here, man. I got no food. Drowns are killing me. Phantoms are attacking me. Need some food here. Went back to my base and started breeding up some cows and was able to get all the food that I have. And that's 5 golden apples, 2 standard apples, and of course, 31 carrots. So I think we'll be doing okay for now, as long as Statue Scar gives me back my sword. How did you get my sword in the first place? And now I'm taking your shirt. Okay, that's not how you do this. How do you get it back? Oh, wait, no, we got it. Okay, we're good. We are good. We got everything back, and we got some beautiful golden apples. And let's put all that shenanigans behind us, and let's focus on our project today without anything trying to kill us or steal our swords. So I've moved up the pillar a little bit further up, as you can see, for the mountain. So I think that's looking really nice. And we reclaimed a little bit of the land, so the river looks, to me, more natural, actually. So I'm liking that quite a bit. And that gives us a lot of room for the cherry trees and any of the things that we place down below. So what we'll do is very similar to the tree. We will take a lot of dirt and we'll sculpt the mountain completely out of dirt. And that'll allow us to do a lot of trial and error, a lot of testing, really finding the right perspective and balance for the structure. And I think that'll look really, really nice. And of course, then we'll surround it all up with hopefully a very unique tree, which will require quite a bit of string, but I'm lucky to get that. We just need to make some concrete powder, things along those lines. But my friends, I think it is time to hit super fast build mode and start working on this mountain. End of super fast build mode, and we have a very large dirt structure representing the top of the mountain. Now, it's made quite a few alterations over the time to kind of shape it a little bit in the ways that we want, and I kind of went back and forth a little bit, and I have two options that we can go with this. So originally we were going for a Mount Fuji inspired design, right? So kind of a very gentle sloping design, how that mountain is shaped, if you're familiar with it. And then of course I was thinking, as I was building the dirt structure, is what if we did like a multi-peak mountain? So something like, I don't know, think of like Expedition Everest at Animal Kingdom, how it has like multiple force perspective peaks. That could be really, really cool. So I've been going back and forth on what I should do, because the current design is not something that I like. And I don't want to get discouraged by that. I want to take that discouraged energy and I want to put it back into the design so we can make it better and not, just throw it all away and forget it. No, we're not doing that. We have the passion of 1,000 scars behind us. We're going to make it happen. So number one thing I'm going to do is everything past this line right here is going to be gone. So I'm just going to take that completely off. And then from there, kind of reshape the mountain just ever so slightly. And then finally, we can start applying the detail. And like that, we chopped the top off that mountain and we didn't give a hoot, because you just never want to get too attached to any build at this phase, because it is all about trial and error, and you just have to have confidence in yourself that you will be able to create something magnificent, even though what you have created up until this point is garbage. You just gotta know inside your heart that you can make something amazing, and believe me, it helps a ton. So what we're gonna be doing now is we're just gonna be doing a little bit more of a gentle slope, right? How we talked about how Mount Fuji has a little bit more of a sweep to it than, a jagged edges or something along those lines. And if this doesn't work, you know what we do? We just change it up. We do something completely different. No problems at all. And it's going to be amazing. So I just can't wait till we actually put some real blocks down, right? Get some snow in here, get some stone. Oh, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So let's work on this a little bit more and see how it comes out. Welcome back, and after a lot of work, we finally have a decent shape for our Mount Fuji inspired mountain, and I am quite happy about it. Now, of course, once we start applying all of the stone and the snow to it, it's really, really going to come to life. And at this point, it looks a little bit like a Hawaiian volcano, but of course, we want to stick to the snow and things along those lines. We want to get those cherry blossom trees all around the edges and things along those lines, and I think it'll be absolutely beautiful. So what we need to do now is get some stone, get some snow, and start applying it. Supplies in hand now. We've got some snow carpets, we've got snow blocks, and of course stone that we can start working on. Now, when we start applying these things, we are not going to remove the dirt block like we did with the tree. We're actually going to place it over the outside of it. So let's start getting busy here. And I think I'm going to start down at the bottom and start applying the stone down here. And like I said, we're just going to start putting that right over the top. And then from there, we'll apply the snow. So the stone is the first layer, and then you start applying the snow. And then anywhere after that can be carpet blocks, or maybe even just a little bit of diorite sometimes acts as a really great glacier block when you're running a little low on snow for sure. And I just want to thank each and every one of you guys for showing up at Minecon in Seattle. I had an absolute blast there. Big thanks for Microsoft for having me out. So my dad and I packed up and we headed out, and it was a lot of fun. We were at the Museum of Pop Culture, never been there before. Wish I could have got a chance to see the museum a little bit more, but we were very busy with all the activities and things along those lines to do, so we didn't get a chance to see the museum, but it was so much fun. There were so many of you guys out there, so many scars, and it was so awesome to meet each and every one of you guys, and yeah, it was really awesome. The Q&A went really well. The trivia, there was a trivia contest, there were charades, but I really liked the Q&A. I thought there was some really great questions, and of course the meet and greet. And yeah, I just want to stop and once again just thank you guys so much for stopping and saying hi and just hanging out and talking Hermitcraft. It was good fun. I really enjoyed it, of course. And I can't wait for another event like that once again. So next event is TwitchCon. I will be at TwitchCon. I'll be putting on a panel there. That's on Saturday. It's about streaming with disabilities. It's going to be amazing. And hope to see some of you guys there also. And if you were there, and if you're going to TwitchCon, let me know here in the comments and or on Twitter. I'd love to know how many of you guys will be showing up here. Whoops, I have fallen. There we go. Now we're back up. But yeah, that was a really great event. And I don't know if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, but I posted a lot of pictures from that. Right now, we're going to start replacing the blocks, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll do like a mixture of removing and taking out. But like I said, there were some pretty cool pictures of like the view from the room and stuff like that. It was just really good to get out of the house. Like I've mentioned before, there's some really like stressful things in my life, and just to get just a quick little break from that, oh, it was the best. It was good. It was really good. But anyway, guys, we're going to start applying the snow now. So let's grab out a little bit of that. And like I said, if I can get it in my inventory, there we are. This is going to go right on top of the stone. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit tricky to do what we try to do around here, is avoid connected textures. So we don't like connected textures, so we're going to try to avoid that. But anyway, we're going to start getting the snow on here, and maybe we'll do this in the super of the fast build mode. So hit it. Into super fast build mode, and I think we are finally getting somewhere with this design. That was a lot of work and trial and error, of course, with the dirt, but I think we're getting this stylized look of Mount Fuji, and I think it's looking pretty darn amazing. Now, there are a lot of little things that I'd like to do down below, and that is to kind of bring in the forced perspective once again. Like I said, this is not into scale. This is going to be kind of cartoon in nature. And what I want to do, and this is just a test, right? I might take cyan hardened clay and start bringing it into this area over here. So some of these layers here, and I think that'd be really cool. And then when you go down another layer, maybe like a gray hardened clay. And the reason I'm doing that is trying to take in some of the foothills below the mountain and kind of bring those in, because those, of course, would be a much darker in color design, because they would be silhouetted throughout the sky. So I think that'll be something really fun to do. And then, of course, we'll get those trees all planted around here. I think this thing is looking finally pretty good. Unfortunately, my internet went out during the time lapse and kind of messed with a few of the clips, unfortunately. So hopefully you still enjoyed that. If we need any more snow, because I'm out, the Ice Queen has restocked her shop. So I think we can definitely get some from there, but we're making progress here, and this is looking good. So I was flying over, going to get my hardened clay, and I think somebody's down here hanging out in the landscaping shop. At least I saw a name tag. See, there's a name tag, but that's... Yeah, I'm like, that's not a Hermit's name tag. There's nobody on Hermitcraft named first in line. What in the world is this? That's Azuma? Customer queue. Oh my gosh, he's first in line for services. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Oh, wow. I love this. This is so cool. This made my day. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. He is first in line. And of course, if you haven't seen the episode where we do the Fantasy Forest, this section right here is going to be the minecart station that takes you up into the tree. And this will eventually be decorated into a crystal cave and all those wonderful things. But we've got a queue and we got our first customer, Azuma. Hashtag first customer. I want to see it in the comments. I want to see if you're a true Scarian. I want to see it in the comments. Hashtag first customer. So we're now experimenting a little bit with the hardened clay and creating a bit more depth of field throughout the entire design. So this is vastly different from the usual way that I do some of these structures with highly detailed pieces of, adding a little bit of cobblestone and gravel and andesite. Whereas with this one, we're sticking to primary colors like darks and lights and trying to create kind of a balance and a nice perspective of the mountain. So when you have things down at the bottom that are a little bit darker and it gets a little lighter as you go up towards the top, that's it kind of disappearing into the atmosphere, giving it a more taller feel to it. So I think that's what we're achieving, and I think we're doing fairly well. So we might take out a little bit of light gray concrete powder and maybe a little gravel, and we'll replace some of those high rocks up at the top there. And I think that'll really, really look nice, especially with the darker designs down at the bottom. So once we've transitioned out of the stone from the cyan, we're into these kind of browns. And I'm trying to decide what color looks good. So we have a much more brown, kind of a chocolatey brown here, and a little bit of a darker, kind of even a little bit red, a little maroon, maybe, if you will, in there. So let me put down a little bit of pot soil because that is our ground cover. So we'll throw that in there, which I don't know exactly how to, I don't know how to get this. Now I know if you plant a big tree, a big spruce, it will start growing under it. I guess we'll have to experiment with it a little bit later because I'm not sure how it works. So this, because I don't think this is going to spread, right? This, after I place it, it's just going to hang out the way it is. Anyway, which one do you guys like better? Do you like the light or do you like the dark brown? So hashtag light brown, hashtag dark brown. Which one would you choose? And what one goes the best with the pod soil? This is a tough one. I'd prefer the one on the left next to the gray or the cyan, but also the blue. Wait, blue? Where'd blue come from? No, the light brown looks better with pod soil. So let me know in the comments, and I'm gonna play around with this a little bit more, and I'll be right back. Welcome back, and we haven't added the light colors at the top yet, but we're going to do that because I wanted to finish out the bottom section first and get that all complete. So I did choose, as you could tell, the dark gray for the transition from the cyan down into the ground. Now the reason being is it looked way better with the cyan rather than if I would have went with the more kind of chocolatey brown. That did not look good next to cyan, whereas this one looks okay next to pod soil. So I'm gonna have a little trick here, and I honestly don't know how this is gonna work. So if I plant this down, right, and I grow it, I'm gonna get, oh, well, I was kind of hoping I would get some action there. I'm hoping I was gonna get a little bit of pod soil. Okay, so maybe it's gotta be a big guy. Okay, all right, it's gotta be a big guy. Here we go. All right, nailed it. But I don't know if this is practical. Just keep planting these big trees over and over again. I mean, we're eventually going to butt up against the tree and start messing with some of that stuff. I don't think it's going to work. I'm not sure how to get a whole lot of pod soil because I definitely do not know where a Mega Taiga is on the server. I guess we could go out into the grass fields over here, plant a whole bunch of these, harvest everything below it, and we should be good. Hey, I think that's a good idea. Now I feel a little bit bad because I kind of destroyed the terrain around here. It looks like mini creeper holes. There's like 3 little plots where I removed the pod soil, but we now have 4 stacks of pod soil ready to rock, and that's probably enough, maybe not. We'll see how it goes, but let's head back over here. And I was just curious to see if this was spreading at all. I keep seeing that name tag under there, and I'm like, hey, somebody's come to pay us a visit. Is it the wonderful iJevin? Oh gosh, that scared me. Oh my gosh, I was looking at that name tag, and that thing was charging me, and I hate these little babies. Oh my gosh. especially look at it. It's all like fancy armor on there. Ow, I hate that burns. Oh, I hate those things. Okay, everything's fine, guys. Everything's fine. Let's have some mutton. There we go. Anyway, let's start getting busy with this. So what we're going to do is we need to remove all of this and start replacing it with a little bit of pod soil and get that all down. And we might mix in a little bit of coarse dirt or something along those lines. But I do want to remove all of the green from below. So, ow, hey, oh no, it's its dad. It's coming after me. It's coming after me. Okay, so like I was trying to say for the 9 millionth time, once we get all this cleared out, we'll start working on those trees and any of the little extra details. Also, we need to get rid of this big tree. But anyway, let me get this all out of here. I got a little panic there because string is pivotal to our next phase of the build, and I have been searching Shulker Island for the string box, and we were able to find it along with a whole lot of spruce wood. The ground cover is installed and ready to go, and it's time to work on our next phase. So this is just the start of the ground. We're going to add a whole bunch more detail to it, but I want to get established, and honestly, I just really want to work on this tree. I just really want to try it out, and then we'll get to this. So I'm not going to add any grass blocks to this area, but what I'm going to do is add leaves and things like that. It'll bring a lot of extra green to the area. So let's start building this tree here, and I believe I've got just a little bit of dirt, and maybe we should go over the color palette here. So we have a variety of pink things. So we've got some pink wool, we have some pink terracotta, we got a ton of pink, there it is, pink concrete powder, so that's looking fancy. Now we do have some brain coral here, and this would require water, of course, to keep it alive, and we're just going to experiment and see what happens. But we will try a variety of different things, but the powdered concrete is going to be our primary when it comes to our building material here. So I think that'll look really, really fantastic. And I'm just going to cut that out and add an extra block below and jump on top. All right. So, oh man, I'm excited about this because I really want this to come out nice. And I did a little experiment with it, just you know, playing around with the design, just seeing kind of where it would take us. And I think this is going to be nice. So it will be very time consuming to work with the string. That's why we're going to give ourselves a little bit of a start here by just putting a couple of these things up here and there, just kind of playing around with it, getting ourselves a nice stable platform to start working with the, let's see, let's actually put just a little bit of pink wool here. And this will act kind of as our, well, if we don't fall off the tree, don't fall off the tree, highly not recommended. This will act as a highlight, right? So this will kind of act as a secondary highlight because the powdered concrete is also going to be fairly light. Now this looks awful. I'll grant you that 100%, but that's where the pink terracotta comes in, or the pink powdered concrete. So this is going to look fantastic. Drop that out of the inventory and scaffold our way back up here. And now we start laying it down. So what we're going to do is we're going to be placing down string like so, then grab it out in our inventory and then start placing it like this. And, you know, in some cases we are going to probably cover up some of the terracotta behind it. And that's okay. That's totally okay because this is just our first one. We're just getting a feel for it. It's a lot different doing this in survival than in creative, definitely. So you'll just kind of learn and kind of figure out as we go along here. But like right there, boom, bam. That's how we do it. I think this will look fantastic. And even right there, we can have some of these blocks elevated above as their branches or things along those lines. I think will look absolutely fantastic. So yeah, wish me luck on this, guys. I really want this design to be good, and it's something that we can use in the future with this whole variety of different materials here. I think it'll look absolutely fantastic. So give me a little bit of time here. Let me work on this, and I'll be right back. That was a lot of work for a single tree, but I'm really happy with it. It just has a really cool vibe to it, especially next to the mountain and maybe the dead biome over there. And I'm loving it. Like, I think it looks really, really cool. And of course, this could be so much better. Like in creative, if you were able to have so much control over it, you know, floating over it. But I am happy with it. I think there's a variety of pink in there, so you get a little bit of a shadow, a little bit of a highlight action going on. Potentially, if we were to take some of the things that we did with the dead trees over here, like the fence posts and gates, and maybe added them inside there, like little branches, because of course, a tree in blossom would not have leaves. So to add that extra little detail and things along those lines, I think would be fantastic for it. But we got a million more of these things to make, so we need to get going on that immediately. But yeah, I'm really happy with that, and I hope you like it too. Welcome back, and we've got some pretty amazing trees down below on our volcano here. So let's take a look at some of the little details here. So we've got the powdered concrete, we've got the hardened clay, we've even got carpet in there. On top of that, we got some snow, of course, because I felt like that kind of fits it. You know, the blossoms are starting to come out, but there's still a little bit of winter in the air. We've got some posts up here, which I'd like to get way more of these on here. I think this one came out nice. I like the variety of the fence posts, the gates, the things like that. I think it adds a lot of fun to it. So I want to do more of that throughout the entire build, but I think it's looking really good. Like, I'm really, really pleased with it. So other things that I'd like to do, if I can get, the thing is I'm out of everything. Like I'm poor. I don't have any resources at the moment to make like the snow and the this, that, and the other thing. So what I'd like to do is get some snow built into the pathways along here. So that's one additional thing. And then maybe on a live stream, we'll build that kind of Japanese architecturally inspired building over here. I think would be really fun. But yeah, I am pleased with what we got today. Now, it took a very, very long time to get the shape of the volcano kind of established, things along those lines. So that took most of our time. So yeah, there's still a little bit more to do, but we finished it. We have 4 biomes now under the tree, and that makes me just absolutely just beaming with happiness right now. Like, look at this. We've got dead biomes. We've got a volcano with a snowy atmosphere. We've got the western area down below with a ravine and Yellowstone. And to top it off, we've got ourselves a fantasy area over here. So yeah, I am really, really happy about that. I think it all kind of slowly have come together pretty well. And like I said, there's still lots of more little details to do here and there, but we can finally finish this all up on stream, get the roller coaster cart and all that stuff going up into the top, and then move back to Pirate Island. And yeah, this project turned out to be a little bit more than I thought it would be, but I really hope you guys have enjoyed this ride in creating the 4 biomes, the trees, the storm cloud. This arguably is one of my favorite builds, and I hope it has definitely inspired you for your own Minecraft builds and creating your own biomes and trees, and even just thinking a little differently, like the cloud and the snowstorm, things along those lines that really makes builds truly come to life. And that's our main purpose, is to make things come alive. And there we go, my friends. I very much hope you enjoyed today. And until next time, this has been Good Times with Scar, and I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos. And if you believe the videos are rating, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, wow, that didn't make any sense. I got a little tongue-tied. Until next time, we'll see you later. And don't forget to subscribe, because you may just become scarred for life.